because there's quite a few where I haven't. Wait, that is not correct. Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Joshana here to talk about some friggin' goals, or one goal in particular, rather. So I do have a goal this year of trying to complete, I think, at least 5 series. Yes, complete at least 5 series. So I wanted to kind of do a little series check-in because I don't know if I've made much progress. Let's see. It's kind of just the name of the game when you read primarily fantasy. You are always going to be in the middle of a shit ton of series. That's just how it happens. And I don't necessarily mind, like, that's just always going to be the case, right? But I do want to at least be making progress towards completing some when possible, because a lot of them aren't finished, and so that's why I haven't completed them, because I can't. But some of them are, where I could be prioritizing them. And I have a spreadsheet. I'll take a screenshot, maybe. I'm not gonna do a screen record and everything, but where I can organize it via the ones that are fully published, and then from there, out of the ones that are fully published, which ones I own all of the books in the series, and then I keep track of how many do I have left to read that are available. Like, if there are some available, how many do I have left? At the top of my list is a series that is fully published. I own all the books, and there technically is only one that I need to read to complete it, and it's not a fantasy, but the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Years ago, I read the first 3. Now, though, there's the Labyrinth of Spirits, and I have not read that one, but it's been so long since I read the others that I want to reread those first. So while I do technically only have one book that I haven't read, it's kind of daunting because I need to reread the other 3. Like, I need to read all 4 books, and they're chunkers. So that's why I haven't gotten to that one. So on my graphs page on my spreadsheet, I do keep track of the series stats. So at the beginning of 2022, I was in the middle of 28. And now in June, I'm still in the middle of 28. But I have DNF'd 4 and completed 1 and gotten caught up on 3. I wasn't keeping track of this at the beginning of the year, but I decided to keep track of it because, again, like I said, the name of the game with fantasy series is you're always kind of going to be in the middle of some, but I wanted to also keep track of the ones where I've at least read everything available to me, because there's quite a few where I haven't. So I have gotten caught up on 3. So the one that I have completed is the Rhaeria Revelations. I read those 3 books, and that's the only one I have completed. So that's a bummer. Caught up on, though, Crescent City, Sarah J. Maas. I read House of Sky and Breath, and whatever. We don't need to talk about that. So I am technically caught up on that. And then Monstrous, the graphic novel series, I am caught up on that. There is one more getting published later this year, I think in September, but I'll get that. I'll pre-order it and I'll read it as soon as possible, but for now I am caught up. And technically this one, like, maybe doesn't count. Nah, this one doesn't count. I should take it off of here. It's a series I started, and so I've read the first book, so, like, technically I am caught up on it, but, like, I just started it. I just read the first book, and that is the Ending Fire trilogy, Final Strife being the first book by Sarah L. Arifi. So, yeah, I'll move that one from being caught up on. It's fine. The ones that I have decided to DNF, the Fortuna Sworn series, that's one where, like, maybe someday I'll be like, fuck it, let's read it. But for now, I'm just like, I don't care. Song of Wraiths and Ruin, which is funny because it's literally a duology, and I read the first one. I just don't care to read the second one anymore. I didn't hate the first one, and I was curious, but over time, I cared less. And same thing with this next one, the Radiant Emperor series, the first book being She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. I initially was like, yeah, that was pretty cool, it was good. Feel kind of like mixed about the book, but I'm curious to read the second one in the duology. But yeah, again, over time, I've just realized I'd rather prioritize other things. So, DNFing that. And then the Bridge Kingdom series, I read the first one, enjoyed it a fair amount, like enough. And then the second one I didn't even give a rating to because I basically kind of DNF'd it with how heavily I skimmed the final 50% on audio. I was barely paying attention. So I counted it as being read because I did technically listen to the whole thing and like I was paying attention here and there, but I did not give it a rating because it's like a sort of DNF. Not really, but... And I'm not going to continue with that series either, and I initially thought I was. So, yeah, there's that. There's still quite a few that I want to start, and like one that I know I will start probably kind of soon is The Rise and Fall by Michael J. Sullivan, Nolan being the first book. I did recently order a regular hardcover of it because I don't want to read the special edition, and I did pre-order back the Kickstarter for Fairlane, the second book. I'm going to get a special edition of that as well. And yeah, so I will read that probably pretty soon and try to get caught up on it. Like I'll try to read Fairlane pretty quickly. And yeah, I have tons of other series that I want to start, but I'm just, and so a lot of them I own all the books. So I like should read those, but I'm trying to complete a couple. Like the Cemetery of Forgotten Books, Camelot Rising by Kirsten White, the Guinevere ones, the Guinevere Deception I have read. Camelot Betrayal I haven't read, but I own it. Same with Excalibur Curse. Haven't read, but I own it. I've thought about DNFing this series and unhauling the books, but I quite liked the first one, and so I want to give it a chance. It's just young adult. I'm nervous because I've been like not getting into those as much. It's whatever. The Phaedra trilogy, I am about to finish this one. So I will very soon have a second series completed because I am in about 50% of the way through Kushiel's Avatar, the third book. So that's cool. Yay. The Side Changeling series and Immortals After Dark, not even fucking with those right now. There's another one I could get caught up on, Between Earth and Sky, Black Sun and Fevered Star. I just need to read Fevered Star. Also, the Rave series by J.R. Tross. I do now have The Rebel, the second book. Same with the Deathless series by Namina Forna. The Gilded Ones is the first one, and I just got the Merciless Ones, the second book, so I could get caught up on that as well. Mages of the Wheel. I just started actually Siren and Scion, so I will then be caught up with that series also. So I have quite a few that I'm very soon to be caught up on, at least. So that's cool. I don't know if I'll get 5 fully completed. Because I honestly don't even have that many series that I'm in the middle of that are fully published. So, I don't know. I mean, I have some, but like... See, I'll probably finish up like the Phaedra trilogy, get caught up with a couple of these, and then maybe try to start some of the series where I own all the books and maybe complete a couple of those. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm okay with the progress I'm making because I have gotten caught up on a few. Being fully completed is a whole other thing, but yeah, we'll see how I end up at the end of the year. So yeah, there we go. Just wanted to quick chat about that, do a little accountability check-in for myself to see where the hell I'm at. Yeah, I think I'll be okay by the end of the year. So even though like I still have the same amount, that's because I've started a few more, but I have DNF'd or completed a couple. So yay. I'm always curious how people approach, if you're an avid fantasy reader, how you approach series. If you're someone who likes to fully complete a series before ever starting another one, does it bother you to be in the middle of a whole bunch of series? Like I said, it clearly does not bother me. And I mean, technically there's probably other series that I'm like in the middle of, but are there? There might be. I don't know. I DNF a fair amount, so that's probably how I keep it. I think it's kind of reasonable. 28? I don't know. I feel like that's okay. Is that okay? I feel like most fantasy readers are in the middle of at least 20 series at any given moment, if not more. It's nice to be able to marathon a series. Sometimes I can get burnt out from that, though, depending on the series. Like the Phaedra's trilogy, I don't think I could read those books back to back to back because it's just a lot. Like I need a little bit of a palate cleanser, you know? But I do like to read series at like pretty close together if possible. And that's why I'm rereading like the first books of series a fair amount, because you know, like a new series that's coming out and I'm like all excited about it. I want to read the first book, but then like by the time the second one comes out, sometimes I'm like, what exactly happened? I need to refresh. So it's like I wish I could wait and just wait until at least like 2 books in the series were out, but often I can't. I just get too antsy and I have to start a new one. That's all for today though. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.